Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a block called Flying Dutchman. So to do that you're going to need, it's going to be a 12-inch block in the quilt I've been making. So you're going to start with two colors. Again, I'm doing alternating blues and whites. So this one's going to be, blues and greens. So I'm using green on this one, green and white. And these squares are, let's see, what are they? They are 6.5. No, they're not. Where am I at? I'm on the wrong thing. They're 5.5-inch squares. I think they're 5.25. But honestly, it got a little tight for me. I would cut them at 5.5. But just my opinion. So I'm making half square triangles out of these, which I already did the first step on that. You'll need 2 of each of these. I've already done one set. That's how I know it got a little tight on me. I always like to, do a little. Okay, so you laid the ruler corner to corner, and I drew a line on either side, and I sewed it down. There, you can see that. So now we're just going to cut that apart, and I'm just going to use this tiny little one. It's probably not for cutting, but that's what I'm going to use. It doesn't have to be super perfect. I can't use this finger. I'm avoiding it. Okay, so I've got my iron on here. I'm trying to warm it up. So you'll also need 4 of these rectangles, and these are 2.5 by 6.5. You'll need 4 of those. Mine are green. You'll need 8 white 2.5-inch squares and 4 2.5 by 4.5-inch squares, and that's going to be a what do you call that? I don't know. I can only think of Angry Bird. What is that block called? Flying Geese. Sorry, I have kids and it's early in the morning and I guess my brain's not functioning yet. So we're going to draw a line down corner to corner on these. Again, I've already done the other ones because I don't think you need to watch me do them all, but you're going to make 4 of this block, 4 of this one. I also forgot to turn my lights on again. I am so sorry. There you go. All right, yeah. So you're going to line this one up right there. And we're going to pin it. And we'll sew down that line in a minute. This should be good now to iron them open. Like this to the side. I'm going to iron to the green because it's darker. Obviously, the other one's white. And then we're not even going to trim this down. We're just going to fold this over. I'm going to line it up there where it nests. The pin might be on its last day. It popped. And here. And now, I should have done this first, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. So, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to line this up. Well, I didn't show you the first time. So, this is what I did to get the first lines. Corner to corner there with my yellow line going down the middle. And I'm just going to draw a line on either side of it. It's very light, but that's okay. And we're going to sew down the corners of it. So I'm going to head on over to the sewing machine. I'll take you with me. And we will just sew down this line on this one since it's already over here. And we'll do one on this one. then we'll cut this off. This is how I do my sewing. Honestly, I don't like to cut the thread. I like to sew as many as possible. Oh, let's head it back over. We're going to wait on that. Let's go back over. We're going to cut this off. There's where I need a 1/4 inch. We're just going to trim it off. Iron it open. And then pin this one on. Let me know if it's too confusing with me doing these blocks together, because I can separate the tutorial on them. But, you know, you just have to let me know. Let's go back over and sew down through this one now. Just on the line we drew. And cut this one off and run it down the other side. Okay, so I see this. I was trying to go a little inside the line there for my benefit, because like I said, the other one got a little, what do you call it? A little small on me. So I'm just going to go back down through that one to get that line even, because it did go a little bit crooked on me, which would make my block come out crooked, which I don't want. So let's head back over here. All right, now we're going to move this real quick, just enough to cut it. I may have gotten, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, my finger is, well, it hates me right now. Cut this one off. Then we'll iron these open. So what you're going to end up with is, you're going to have started out with 8 of these white pieces, 2.5 inch squares, and 4 of the green pieces that are 2.5 by 4.5. And then you're going to end up with 4 of these. The other 2 are already sewn into the block, so I don't have them separate right now. You'll have 4 of these that are 2.5 by 6.5, and then you'll have these that we're going to trim up. Oh, I need that back. And these started out as 2 green blocks and 2 white blocks that were 5 1/4. But like I said, if I do it again, I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger. 5 3/4, 5 1/2, 5 1/2, not 5 3/4. Because these are where I needed a little bit more. And I'm actually going to put 5 1/2 in the instructions down below, because I don't want you to get to where I was. So then this gets trimmed down to, what does this get trimmed down to? Let me see. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It gets trimmed down to 4 1/2. So we're going to lay our 4 1/4, 2 1/4 point right there on our middle spot. And there is our 2 1/4 point. See, and it's going to be a little bit tight, but I'm not all worried about it. I made it work. And then we'll line up the 4 1/2, and that will line up the 2 1/2 there. and our diagonal line on at least one side. Yeah, it came out really small, but like I said, I'm not worried about it. So yes, definitely start out with 5.5. Same thing now, we're gonna 2.25. I do see mine is a little bit small, guys. I'm aware. I promise you, it'll be all right on mine. But I do recommend, definitely, 5.5. Okay, so now we're going to sew this together. We're going to end up, again, you'll have 4. But for this, you're going to have 2. I'm going to show you 2. You will have 4. Let me see. The greens go this way. And then it'll lay like this. So, this is how it'll be. And we're just going to fold these 2 over. And we're going to go sew them. And there's no seam to match up. I'm just going to take you with me real quick. We're going to sew these up. And we'll be back to iron it open and... Okay, now if this was me, well, this is me. I'm going to do it the way I would do it. Let's go iron this open. I do realize I only cut one off. That was what I was debating there. Iron it, doesn't really matter which way. And then it was like this, so we're just going to lay this down. And we're going to go sew it, and then I'll iron the other one after I've sewn this one through, so I don't have to use the starter or the ender. And this is how we would sew it in, if I wasn't filming. So I'm just going to iron this real quick. Pull it back over here with the other one. Here I am. Now we'll cut them both because we have to sew them together. So let's iron them open. Ironing to the flat side, the straight side, no seams. Okay, and then you're going to have 4. And this is 2 sewn together already. And what you're going to do is these are going to be identical. So this one's actually going to be like this and this. Excuse me. But if you turn it around, then see they're exactly the same there. Oh, excuse me. My alarm's going off. All right, so now we're just going to fold this over. And I am going to line up this seam. We're going to nest it. It is the only one we have. So I'll put a pin in the back. Let's go sew it up. Use an ender. So now I did iron this one to the left. So this one I'm going to need to iron to the right. So there it is. Let's fold this down. Pop a pin in the middle. One on the end. The middle is the only seam you have here to line up. And one in the beginning. Let's go sew it up. Off, iron it open. Mine did come out a little bit, not crooked, but just short on parts of it. Like this side over here actually was really the only one, but it'll be fine. So there it is. It's called Flying Dutchman. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you make it and love it, and I will see you all next time. Have a great day.